Here we will demonstrate how to deploy your standard flat load with our 2.5 inch. This is an easy load in which you will be grabbing the nozzle and a flake or two and then walking out with it. Since it's a large hose load, you won't be putting this on your shoulder and balancing it as you approach the scene. Rather, you'll grab the nozzle and a flake or two and walk out until you reach where you're going to make your entry from. Some apparatus you will find multiple loops where you can grab midway or the whole load and pull it out, and then you will have some sort of help, whether it's your driver engineer, your company officer, or someone else on scene that can help straighten out the hose and make sure it doesn't get tangled. Once you have your hose as straight as possible, you'll prepare at the door or your entryway and call for water. Once you have a charged hose line, you can crack the nozzle, relieving any air or pressure, closing it up, and then proceed to fight fire. As far as reloading or repacking the 2.5 inch flat load, you will simply place one flake at a time across the hose bed until you reach the nozzle that goes on top. Here we will demonstrate how to deploy your standard modified Minuteman that you'll find on most apparatus here in HCFR. Modified Minuteman is 200 feet of a flat load in which the first half is flat like normal and the second half is the part that you will put on your shoulder and advance to the scene. As you advance, you will be tossing off one flake at a time, trying to keep the hose as straight and untangled as possible. The advantage of this Minuteman is you are only loading half of that 200 feet on your shoulder, and the other half will be cleared once you pull it out by the loop, or if you have help from your driver engineer or your company officer. Once you've reached the location where you're going to fight fire, you will call for water and then crack the bail as usual so you can relieve any pressure or air ahead of time. When reloading or repacking the modified Minuteman, you're essentially placing two sets of flat loads on top of each other. The first 100 feet will be placed in a normal flat load across the hose bed. The excess last part of the coupling will be laid over the back of the engine. The second 100 feet will be loaded in a flat load as well, starting with the nozzle. You'll do that flake by flake until you're at the end of the hose, in which you will be able to connect the hose that was left over from the previous flat load to this flat load. Next, we will deploy the triple layer load. Though it's uncommon on a lot of apparatus in HCFR, it is an easy way to deploy hose. The firefighter will grab the nozzle and a loop and walk straight to the point of attack. There will be no need to load any flakes or stack on your shoulder for this. You just walk straight to the destination. Just as the other hose loads, you'll call for water, crack your bail to allow any pressure or water or air to be released, and then fight fire. When reloading or repacking the triple layer hose load, all sections must be drained and then connected. You will be layering each section on top of each other, making an S shape. No matter how many sections you have, whether it's 3 or 4 making the full 200, you're going to lay the hose in layers, making the triple layer load. Nozzle placement at the end can be configured in two different ways. The first way, you can shorten the nozzle and use the last resulting flake to fold over it to secure it, or you can have the nozzle lengthened over it just in case that top layer shortens over the time whenever you're loading the flakes. While loading it back into the hose bed, you will hold those 3 layers in place. This will take multiple personnel, and you will simply be flat loading the whole triple layer as one unit back into the hose bed. You'll continue layering each flake until you get to the nozzle on top and it can be secured.